It is the Fantasy Golf Degenerates podcast for this week's Travelers Championship, episode 420. So we are saying hi to all of you out there, coming from the DGen Nation station here in central Iowa and in Washington, D.C. Anyway, back to our show presented to you by ProphetX, my co-host, looking, as always, fantastic, the king of the couch, Kenny Kim. What's up, Kenny?
Yeah, it should be a fun show. Episode 420. We've already started celebrating. Mike, can we talk about this in the first 10 minutes of the show, or do we have to wait?
We can talk about it.
We can talk about it. Okay. We are celebrating episode 420. I've already eaten 200 milligrams of edibles. Byron, how much have you eaten?
I've had 20 of THC and 20 of CBD. So,
and even our producer Mike's joined in as well. How much have you eaten?
I haven't done the edibles, but I've got the cherry kush.
You
little
fucking
vapor.
pussy.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You fucking vagina. But it should be a fun episode. We'll see how it goes. I ate mine like 30 minutes ago. Not really feeling it yet, but we'll see. Should be a fun episode. Usually these episodes when I'm high just go on and on. We'll try to not make it like that. We'll see how Byron goes. But before we move on, we got to talk about last week, right? Last week, the U.S. Open just happened. A big winner, JJ Spaun. Pretty impressive.
Nobody had him in the comments.
Yeah, no one had him in the comments. Oh, go ahead. Talk about the comment section real quick.
Yeah. So we ask you guys to share your comments in the comment section below. Tell us who's going to win this week's tournament, since no one picked JJ Spaun last week to win a free month to my Model Maniac Patreon. You'll see all the tools we're using on the show come from there. We've got also, you're going to tell us who's going to win the Travelers Championship. And then we're going to go from there, and you can get two winners. So you can pick the same name twice. Okay. Kenny's sneezing. Kenny, where are we going at the Travelers this week?
No, that's not that. Talking about the U.S. Open. I mean, you're probably already stoned.
You sneezing.
Mute the mic. That was coughing. I'm not muting shit today.
Okay.
You're gonna fucking hear every fucking thing that happens the whole goddamn fucking show. All right. So U.S. Open, JJ Spaun, pretty impressive. You can't really. It's what he did on that back nine. What was really, really big stones. I mean, you got to think about it. 12 with 6 holes left. There are 5 golfers tied for the lead. 6 holes left. Yeah. There are 5 golfers tied for the lead. You got Burns. Mm-hmm. You had Adam Scott. You had JJ, I don't even remember the other two, but they were there.
Hovland,
I think Ortiz and Hatton. I think Ortiz and Hatton were a +1, and then Hovland was a +2. And you look at where they finished. All 5 of those guys were +1. JJ had the stones, 17 and 18, hit those fairways. That drive on 17 is ridiculous. It was reminded me of Morikawa when he hit that. At Harding Park. I mean, it was just a beautiful, beautiful shot in the most necessary circumstance for him to hit that shot. Because the thing is, like, if he hits it into the rough on either one of those holes, like, everything comes back into a place. Like, everyone's back in. You know what I'm saying? Because that rough is so difficult to play out of. And what he did on those 2 drives was so impressive. I mean, you saw the 17 was impressive when it was, leaving himself inside 20 feet for eagle. But then he does it again on 18 with a 1-stroke lead going into the final hole. Really, really impressive stuff. Especially with the bad breaks that he had at the beginning of the round. I mean, he started off 5 bogeys in his first 6 holes, had 1 bounce off the flagstick, roll off the green. He bogeyed that one. I mean, just everything looked like it was not going his way. I mean, Hovland, who was playing with him, even said afterwards, like, I thought he was done. Right? It looked like he was done.
Yeah.
But he took a little saying that Max Homa gave him, which Tiger gave to Max Homa, where talking about at the U.S. Open, you just got to stay there. You got to stay level. Don't do nothing crazy. Don't go back. Just keep grinding away. And then at some point in time, people will come back to you, and it's exactly what happened. Really, really impressive stuff. The course was brutal. The weather was brutal, especially on Sunday. The thing is, if that course played firm, I can't imagine what the scores were. Like, if the greens were actually firm, like real firm, like without the rain they had on Tuesday and Wednesday, and without the rain they had on Saturday. I mean, if it was just dry, I mean, you're looking at like +6 is the win, +8 as the winner, something like that. So we're going to see it again here soon within the next 10 years. And we have Shinnecock next year, which is a pretty stern test itself. I mean, if I remember the last time they played Shinnecock, that's the one where Phil hit the ball while it's still moving. Am I right about that one? Was that Shinny?
Yes.
I
I
think
think
that was
it might be.
people literally went insane that week, so it should be a lot of fun. Well, what did you think of the event? Then, how did you do?
JJ Spahn, Kenny, the best finish he's been on a leaderboard in a major before entering this week was 16th at the 2022 Masters after round 2. Then he was 18th that same Masters after round 3, going into the final round. So he was inside the top 20 barely and finished 23rd. So his best major track record prior to this win was 23rd. And we've spoken about it, right? Augusta, PGA Championship, and the Open Championship tend to provide us with like more predictability with the winners. This is now this is Wyndham Clark winning his at 75-1. Now another 23 outside the top 20. It's like it's open, and it lets so many more guys into the mix, like we saw this week. And I think why that happens is because the way they did this course kind of eliminates some of the best golfers in the world. All of the top guys were completely nowhere until Rahm and Scotty showed up on like hole 70. Like it just kind of eliminated all the best dudes, which was kind of interesting.
I sort of disagree with that. I think it's more the Open Championship that can have more variable people. I think the U.S. Open's usually the top of the class, unless we're looking at one of the more difficult courses. When it's this hard, right? It changes, and driving distance is definitely muted, right? I think when it comes into that type of, maybe you're all right. Is it the Open? Why am I thinking the Open? Harmon is the one that I was thinking.
Yeah, but
they've finished.
Best finish
because
in
you're
a
looking
major
at Harmon,
before.
you're looking at Lowry in 2019. You're looking at, these guys weren't at the top of their games. So for me, I think it's more the Open Championship where guys sort of come from out of the blue to win. Now, because you look at the winners of the U.S. Open previously, they've been what? Rahm, Bryson, Morikawa, Bryson, Koepka. Those have been the winners. DJ.
I think
those have been the winners the last
PGA
6-7 years. What?
Right.
Morikawa was a PGA Championship. So to me, it seems like it's more in that direction. But either way, it was still impressive what JJ did. And I think when it gets that difficult, when there's mistakes, when one single mistake can cost you 2-3 strokes, something like that, I think it brings. It's hard to explain because I don't think it brings like lesser class golfers into the mix. I think it's just more variance, more luck involved. Maybe just simply not making mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Hitting as many fairways as possible, right? Instead of going out there, banging it out there, trying to get the approach close. And a lot of these U.S. Opens here recently haven't been, the most difficult like it was at Oakmont, right? We've seen, mid, lower single digits, I think at least, I can't remember the scores from the previous U.S. Opens, but it seems like this was more difficult than it has been in the past years. They did that on purpose, and the people at Oakmont want it difficult. And I think at that point in time, you get a golfer who just runs hot. And it's easier to find someone in that situation because there aren't going to be as many golfers that are running hot in the conditions like that, right? And so you can get a top 50 golfer in the world to come in and do what Spahn did. And the thing is, like, it's not like Spahn is like when it comes to majors, he hasn't been great. But the guy's had 2 runner-ups this year. He's playing in every signature event. Now, is it a big name guy? No, it's not. And was it a shock? Yes, it was. But I don't think we could discount how Spahn has played this year. He has been in contention at big boy events. He should have won the Players, right? He should have won the Players. Yeah. That's basically the 5th major. I think that really helped him in this situation that he had this past week. Being in contention at an event like that, because like you said, he hasn't had that experience. All these guys who are winning majors have had first or runner-ups throughout there. He has not had those situations.
Not even a top 10, not even a top 20.
But so I think what happened at the Players was very, very big. And without that, I doubt it happens this week. He learned from how he played. He learned from what he did being, in the final two groups, and coming up just a little bit short. You learn from that, get to the U.S. Open. And I thought that because you can't, I can't count this as a fluke because what he did was simply incredible because he did it all 4 days. It's
All
not
4
like
days.
it was, I mean, he had the first round lead, okay, and then he held on to it basically throughout, first, second, or third the whole week, until he got out of it, in that front nine on Sunday. And so that was what he did to come back from that. I mean, it's still amazing. I mean, we just even a day later, it still doesn't resonate correctly in my head because if you think of what he did with 5 bogeys in his first 6 holes, to just be fucking out of it and to come back and just simply grind it out. It's not like he went out there and was dialing at pins. He was still playing very, very smart.
Making like 40-foot putts. That's what's got the momentum going. Was like a 45-footer.
But like most people in this situation who don't have the experience and lack it usually press at that point in time. And he did not. And it was super impressive. Super, super impressive just to hold on. And then everybody else collapsed, basically. I mean, Burns shot 8 over. Adam Scott shot 9 over for the day. I mean, everybody else collapsed. Hovland, shot 1? I think he shot even par or 1.
He gained a stroke.
He shot
gained a
3
stroke
over
on the field.
Yeah, he shot 3 over for the day. I think that's what Spawn finished at too. I think 2 over for the day. So no one really had that really exceptional round to try and move up. And I thought they might have had a chance, except the conditions were so bad after the rain. That there was really not that much of an opportunity to be able to do so because it was so wet and it was so sloppy and the rough was, trying to hit out of wet rough like that is infinitely harder than if it was dry. And so people were just trying to hold on. Spawn did the best. It was impressive what he did.
Yeah, and Kenny, you said a 3rd place after round. He wasn't even outside the top 3. It was first, second, first. Like going into how they went into this this week. Like every single round he was either first or second. Like that's just for 4 days of a US Open for the first time you ever hanging out inside the top 10, never mind the top 5, never mind leading. He just handled himself so well. So props to JJ Spawn. Like you said, the players made a big difference there. Sam Burns, Kenny, is just very, very poor when it comes to these type situations. I pulled up a stat for Sam. He's been within 3 of a major lead going into Sunday now 3 times. US Open this year, he lost 4.8 strokes. At the Open Championship, he lost 6.9 strokes. And then the US Open in 2022, he lost 4. Like monstrous meltdowns in these final rounds of majors when he needs to. So
yeah, but the thing is who on a Sunday at a major, the sample size is gotta be small. But who is actually good? It's hard.
Like Scotty Scheffler, Rory,
I guess.
the big guys.
Rory's won one major in his last 11 years. How good has he been? Right? It's hard. It's hard on Sundays. It's hard on Sundays, bro.
Yeah, but not minus 4 strokes being your best. This is now 3 times that he's completely shit the bed.
Yeah, I would expect it to happen probably again next time. It's not like Burns is the greatest golfer in the world. He's up there and he just crumbles on Sundays, and it's a pretty normal thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that is abnormal when it comes to players on the PGA Tour. It doesn't matter even if it's on major Sunday, if it's just a Sunday. I think the majority of all golfers on tour fall apart on Sundays. That's just the way. There is no more Tiger Woods anymore. He's not there. Scheffler isn't there enough. Like Tiger. He's winning a lot. But he's not there every single time, right? And it's hard to win on Sunday. It's difficult. It doesn't matter what your name is, where you're ranked, or who you are. And some people get over that hump, and some never, ever, ever fucking do.
Yeah.
Some never do. And Burns might be in that category of never being able to go. Hopefully he learns from it because he's a good player. 5 wins since 2019, right? I mean, it's not like he's chump change.
Yeah.
The guy's out here winning, normal events.
That's why I
It's just
mention
tough.
it. Is
Mhm.
he's so good. He's going to be on the Ryder Cup team again this year, most likely. Like he's a perennial winner, but since he last couple years, he's not so much. But just pointing out, like majors,
it's tough.
it's more mental than anything. He's not going to shoot that kind of score in a regular like tour event. Just the major will just raise his edge stuff. If you're on the wrong side, you're getting sliced and diced.
But then you also
So-
have a Hall of Fame player that he was basically playing with, or one whole. I think they were playing together. A Hall of Fame player who's won a major did worse. He shot +9 on
We
the
saw that
final
one
day.
coming.
Yeah, it's tough.
Adam is
I
so
mean,
good looking. He
I
doesn't
was
have any
rooting.
sort of dog.
I was
in
rooting
him
for Adam
at all.
Scott. I mean, I had Hovland. I got the Hovland each way, the full place. Hopefully you checked on my X feed because that was an X feed ad. I did not have Hovland on the show, but I added him by Wednesday. And I posted them there 50-1 with 8 places. So I got the and it was with the profit boost on Bet365, which was nice. So I got like 80% of my bets back. That's better than most majors for me. Majors, for some reason, I'm not great, but I was definitely thought I had some hope there for Hatton. I'm not Hatton, Hovland.
I had Rom cashed my each way 7 places. If they didn't give 7 places, it's not cashing. Woo, baby! Shout out to Rom on a massive, massive backdoor. He is this week's collision avoidance award. Is John Rahm? Like those things you have in the nice fancy cars that will never let you crash into the front of the car in front of you? That's John Rahm at the moment. It used to be Shane Lowry. Shane is now just wrecking way in the back. Like Rahm finds himself in the mix and then too close. Then he comes running back on Sunday. It's like,
here's the thing.
It's going to happen.
When it comes to Rahm, I mean, it'd been a while since he'd been in that situation before the PGA Championship. Now he's, I wouldn't even consider him back in the U.S. Open. I mean, he finished like 3 hours before the leaders finished, but he had a really good Sunday to get to -3. I had Rahm win only, so I did not get.
He was 35th going into the final round, John Rahm.
Yeah,
and finished 7th.
I mean, Xander was up there too. Xander was my hustler play of the week. I think, what did he finish inside the top 20? And he looked like he wasn't even going to make the cut. There was a bunch. And the thing that killed me in cash was Oberg. I did not see that coming from Oberg. He'd just been such a major player. And I felt like, the heart of the course that he would just show up. And I was definitely mistaken on that. So that one hurt because I was right on the razor's edge of cashing on cash. I only got 3 of 6 through, but I had Burns in there, and I had Rahm in there, and so it was close. Even with the 3 of 6, I just needed one more cut. And Oberg, I think he needed a birdie on one of his last 6 on Friday, and he parred out, I think, to miss the cut. Kudos to Hatton and Ortiz. Those 2 live guys were not the live guys I was really expecting. I mean, Hatton, I knew that he had a chance, and really he had a big chance until he hit into that bunker grass
on 17.
Yeah, and I think
how could your ball ever land up there, Tyrrell? I mean, that's so unfair for that to happen to you because you've done nothing on a golf course to irk the golf gods, you little bitch. I think
I think he gained a lot of fans this week, especially because of his comments talking. I mean, you said it yourself. I mean, when he talks about how everyone's on his own level, right? I mean, he was not the craziest motherfucker out there by at all. Wyndham Clark takes that fucking win again for the back-to-back tournaments for Mr. Wyndham Clark. But I think Hatton gained a lot of fans, especially with that press conference at the end when he saw Spawn make that putt on 18, and the pure joy and how happy he was for him. That was not fake. He was literally, truly happy for JJ Spawn, and he got a little bit more of my fandom based on that. So I fuck with Hatton. I'm going to be betting him. I'm going to be betting him at the Open Championship. There's no fucking doubt about that for me.
So you did not obviously watch the part where the guy asking him questions said, "Did you think it was unlucky to land?" Tyrrell said he got unlucky landing in the rough, and then the guy asked him to explain himself, and then he said to the guy, what kind of question is that? Of course it was unlucky. Like, it was
Okay.
like, no, it's not.
At least he's out. At least he's out there.
Yeah.
That was,
Sure.
I mean, to land.
Sure,
To,
Kenny. Once you get
anytime-
off of him, I'll have this conversation.
Anytime you have that type of pull, it's hard. I mean, it should roll back into the bunker. That's the way those places are designed. But the crazy rough that they had there, it just didn't go back.
Yeah, you can't just blast your ball at that bunker and expect it to be just fine. Like, you got to aim for the fucking green tool. Anyway, because he said he was totally okay being in that bunker. But anyway, Bobby Mack, Kenny, this man is insane. So now he's had a T6 at the Open Championship. He came from 14 strokes back of the lead to finish T6. And then this time round, he finished second, 7 back of Burns. Like 7 back going into a US Open to have a chance to, because it wasn't even, he was 6 back of Spahn, right? 7 back of Burns. And Spahn ended up winning. So, like, Bobby Mack, in his last 8, like, he's got 8 top 40 finishes in majors. The only one he's ever lost strokes in the final round was the one that he was the closest to the lead in. Talking about major stuff. Like, the closest he was, that was his worst round of all of them. He still finished 8th, but he lost 3/4 of a stroke. So I find just the metrics these guys present you on the data side of things when it comes to these majors is so absurd, because it can really show you who like really shits down their leg when that happens. But shout out to my guy Ben Raza, who I did the best bet show with there. He took Bezzy, my boy Bezzy, to beat all the other South Africans, and then Tristan Lawrence showed up out of nowhere. Like, what an absurd, like, Tristan and Spahn. You know, Spahn hasn't been playing the greatest, but for him to show up, Tristan, Adam Scott, Emiliano Grillo, like, all these dudes have no business contending in majors. I mean, Tristan obviously T2 at the Open last year, but Grillo played nicely. I thought Ryan Fox is definitely starting to play some good golf at the moment. So Scotty Scheffler with his 3rd major top 10 as well this year, Kenny. He's the most profitable bet you could have made this year is Scotty Scheffler top 10.
Yeah, I hit that on ProphetX. I think I got like -215, -220. I think the majority of books on ProphetX were -300. So we almost got that 100 points, which was my goal for ProphetX, to beat the books by 100 points. I think I beat it by 85 points this week on that Scotty Scheffler top 10. I did put like $200-300 on it, so it wasn't horrible. I got over $100 back. Yeah, I mean, other guys. What about
Brooks? I bet Brooks to miss the cut, and he just told me to shut up. Like, on Thursday, Friday, not so much.
I think the big dogs, Rahm, Scheffler, Morikawa, and Brooks, if they made any putts, it would have been an insanity leaderboard, because all 4 of those guys struck the ball so well throughout the week. And Brooks really caught my eye because, especially on Saturday, watching him in the featured group, I think he shot shitty, but literally like every single iron shot was within 15 to 25 feet. It was crazy. I think he lost like 4 strokes putting that day. Yeah. Like, he looked like he was spot on. And so that's good for future use, because I had that investment plan with Brooks. We got to make sure what do I got? I think 12 more, 11 majors left. I think, or 2022 was when he won, or 2023.
It would have to be like 13 or 10, because we've got one more this year and then 4 each year.
Yeah, it's something like that. And so he's still got a few left. So hopefully he hits one of those, because I was feeling nice early on. But he definitely faded a little bit. But he just couldn't make any putts. Same with Rahm. Rahm couldn't make any putts. And Morikawa was basically the best ball striker out there. Like, I didn't see him very much, which, that's fine with me. He's sort of getting the blacklist, and people are starting to catch on. He's not really the fan favorite that maybe TV people thought he was. I don't remember seeing him on any featured groups. He probably was, and I just missed it. But I don't remember seeing very much of him for the week compared to other people on those featured group coverages. And
Colin in round 1, Kenny, gained 6.3 strokes ball striking. That's his career best.
Yeah, I mean,
or second best ever. Like, it's so good.
I I think he was first in approach and top 20 and off the tee. Or
it was his best ever ball striking round, gaining in the sixes.
No, I meant for the whole week. Wasn't he like 6 off the tee and first with approach? I think for the week, and then I think he was top 20 and around the green. Like that's how good he was, and he finished like outside the top 20. That's how bad his putting was.
Because he putted so badly.
I think he lost 9 strokes putting. So that's a crazy thing to look at because we're back into another signature event, right? And I know some of those guys are Rom and we're not going to see them, but like Morikawa, like Scheffler, these guys that went, Xander, that went Hovland, that, Hovland finished well, but the guys that didn't really finish anywhere near the top, who had excellent ball striking weeks, you're like, man, I mean, it's a tough week to judge for this week.
What do you think of some guys that missed the cut, Kenny? First off, I think if there's ever a cut to miss before another tournament, it's this one. I feel like there's no way these guys are not more mentally refreshed than the boys walking off of those 2 rounds over the weekend.
You would expect
unless you
that.
paid,
you would expect
just
that,
your mental battery has got to be so drained.
All 5 of the last winners since the Travelers moved to after the U.S. Open have played the U.S. Open. I think all 4 of them made the cut. 3 of them finished top 15. I think 2, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I mean, he's got, like, Reeve finished 3rd at the U.S. Open and then won the following week, right? I think.
Sure.
Harris English,
but like the guys that didn't finish top 20 or whatever, like the ones that were really just eating it, just on the back end of the field for an extra 2 days. Like,
oh, so you think they're more mentally drained than the guys at the top of the leaderboard?
Yeah, because you're in full you're hitting less shots, you're burning the candle less. Like Mackenzie Hughes, Ryan Gerard, Denny McCarthy, Harris English shot 18 over par for the week. Like that is just a beating. Like
I get it, but I see
Davis,
the thing is like at
22
that,
over par.
I understand what you're saying. So at that point in time, I mean, do you think these guys are really putting all their focus in? Maybe you're right.
Not all of it, but they also don't want to shoot a 90, dude.
I just don't
if you
think
lose
the
your
mental
shit around there, you'll just shoot 90.
I just don't think the mental is as horrible. As you have to use your mental as much when you're grinding to win. When you're like inside the top 10.
But you're also in the flow. Your game is good. Like you're not
true. So you're feeling it more. So yeah, I get your point.
Yeah,
maybe you're right about that. Maybe you're right. Maybe the guys that really struggle are the ones that you worry about. I'm not sure. I'm not taking that into account this week. Basically, when it comes to US Open,
just a random
I think the only person that I think I would take into account for would be Sam Burns, because back-to-back heartbreaks like that's got to be tough, right?
Heartbreak City.
The back-to-back's got to be tough for that one.
Oh no, and now he's Paris. Okay. We're gonna fuck it and do it live. We're talking about Rory right now.
Oh, we just keep going?
We're just going.
Yeah, I'll lead it off.
Byron's internet went out for anybody who's listening. So
we're just keeping that whole shit, everything we just talked, even the shit we talked about Byron.
No, well, as soon as Byron comes back.
All right, I guess
I gotta go.
Shouldn't keep that part. All right, so let's talk about Rory. I mean, he said some things, about his situation and how he's doing mentally. He basically said that, it's hard to get motivated. That was his excuse. Do you believe what he said after that? I mean, is the U.S. Open tough to get motivated for?
Kenny, have you ever wanted to do the second round as badly as the first time?
Sure.
You always want to do it as badly. Like there's never, you want to be more excited for the second go. You've already done it. Like it's all good. Now you trying to find the motivation. I think Rory's just came big time.
And what kind of person does that make him though? What kind of person does that make him? Like, okay, here's the thing about our athletes. We put them up on pedestals because, we look up to them because of what they do and what they do in the sport and how they act and stuff like that. And basically he's like, I'm good. I'm 35 years old. I'm at the peak of my game. Fuck it. I
don't know if it's that bad. Like, it's not like that. It's more of like, fuck. I need to find it right now. You know, it's not like I think
but
he's
no strive to be the best. No strive to keep it going. I mean, to build on that momentum. It's been 10 years, right? You've won one fucking major, Rory. One in 10 fucking years. Like, come on. Like, don't you want to be like known for something else? I mean, great, you got the Grand Slam. Great, yeah. Brooks Koepka has the same fucking amount of majors as you do.
doesn't have the slam. That means nothing.
Whatever. He's got the same fucking amount. Don't you want
Not
to
a
be
slam.
great? Don't you want to be great? Don't you want to be better? Don't you want to keep winning? This is your time. This is when you're at the peak of your game. Like, everything that's going on right now is when you're at your best. You know? And then after Augusta, you're like, fuck it. You know, fuck the PGA Championship. Somebody ratted me out on my driver. Like, I was all for him. Like, I understood. Like, you heard me a couple weeks ago talking about Rory. Right? You heard me. I understood. But this shit, I can't fucking get. I can't fucking get. No competitive juices, no competitive fire.
And he was throwing you shit all around the golf course. He had one of the all-time tomahawks down the fairway.
Don't tell me that shit
this week.
Don't tell me that shit. I'm out of focus. I want to get back in focus.
But
like, don't tell me that shit. Lie,
is
bitch.
that
Lie.
not passionate? Is
Lie.
that not
No,
passionate?
no.
Is that
that's not fucking? That's fucking. I don't know what that is. That's not Tiger. That's not Jordan. That's not. That's not.
Keep jumping on
him.
him.
None of them. That's not none of them. And Rory making all that money on those advertisements with rocking the Nike just like he did, like they did. I mean, and those guys, you ain't Kobe. Yeah, I mean, like, the thing is, Rory is the elite of the elite top golfer that there's been, you know, in the last 15 years. The media has been glazing over him.
Well, the last 15 years.
The fans have been glazing over him. He has been the top fucking dog, right? And he's like, I'm good. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on. Even if you're feeling that, don't fucking tell me that shit. At least put some mystique there. I mean, that shit is a horrible fucking thing to say as a pro athlete who's at the top of their game, who's supposed to be the best in their sport. It makes golfers look like pussies. That's what that shit does. When the best player in your fucking sport is like, I'm good. I did what I did. I ain't even going to try no more. I'm good. Nobody says that shit. Nobody says that. You might think it. Somebody might think it. Even if you think it, I'm still a little pissed off at you. But don't fucking say it. It makes the game look bad.
Yeah. I think he's still in my grace period. Like,
dude, I was
don't like
for
the
him.
situation, but yeah, like, he needs to come right soon. Granted, it's only been like, yeah, I don't
Just
know.
don't say it. You can believe it. Okay, fine. You believe it. But saying that shit was stupid as fuck. Stupid. It was stupid. Don't say that shit. Lie, bitch, lie.
True. Fair. Anything else, Kenny?
No, that's good. Did that scare you? Are you high? I'm fucking
No, you
high,
like
shit.
you started going like, your dialect went a little more black than Asian there for a while. Then I
Say it
started
with
getting
your
scared.
chest.
Yeah, you
You
were.
don't want to lean. You got to do a lean. When you see me lean in,
I know.
that's when it's on. That's when it's on. I was leaning. I was
know.
leaning. I had the big face going. The big face. Yeah.
Look at me now. I'm the
Big
captain of
face.
this.
Big face. Big face.
ship.
Big face.
All right. Let's chat
Picks.
about anything else along the way. Russell Henley, Kenny, almost got it together for us. Almost. Didn't. And it was his off the tee game. I chose him because he's so fucking accurate, and he just lost a million strokes off the tee and just balled out from there. So we'll see what happens with him later on in the show. But I'm looking at the leaderboard. It's actually the DK slate. I'm trying on right now. Like, whoa. Russell's
All right, so if you
Dietrich?
didn't know, we had a little
Dietrich?
edit. We had a little edit in the beginning, in the middle of our show, because Byron's internet went out, and so right now he is on his phone's hotspot, which I don't even know what the fuck that is. Like, I don't know what the fuck a phone hotspot is, but that is what Byron is using. So if you hear some
This is
wild
the internet
gargling
right
bullshit,
now.
if you hear from him, we apologize, but we're fucking doing the show. Fuck it. Let's keep moving on. Let's go and talk about this fucking week. I forget what the tournament is called. It's the Travelers.
Let's go. It's the Travelers, baby. With the time
It's
travelers of the 420 podcast.
All right. So the PGA Tour moves to Cromwell, Connecticut for the Travelers Championship for TPC. This show is such a shit show. All right, now, but I wouldn't worry about. Like I said, let's talk about the Travelers. TPC River Highlands. We talked about a lot of the U.S. Open stuff earlier in the show. Personally, when it comes to it, talking about golfers that played the week before, I'm not too worried about it. If you look, I think, like I said, all five of the previous winners played in the U.S. Open the week before the Travelers. 4 of the 5 made the cut. 3 finished in the top 15. So I wouldn't bow people out of this tournament just because of how they did at the U.S. Open. Because again, that tournament was tough. It was impossible that week. So now, normally this course, it doesn't favor long hitters, as seen by the playoff win in 2010 by Bubba. Corey Pavin, and Scott Verplank were in a playoff together. Or those 3. I mean, you can't get as different as those 3 off the tee. Ken Duke won here a decade ago. Russell Knox won. Ches won in 2019. Jim Furyk, shot a 58 here. You don't got to be long here. It's definitely more of a positional course. There has been an uptick in driver usage, especially among top 5 finishers, the last 5 years. This doesn't mean the shorter hitters can't contend, as seen by the list of the winners that I just sprattled off. Solid off the tee play, solid around the green game is going to be needed. But most agree that this is still a second shot course. And looking at the golfers that excel at approach shots should be the way to go. If you're targeting longer hitters, I'd focus, people who are good from 125 to 150. If you're looking at average to shorter hitters, 150 to 175. I'd also look strongly at green and regulation stats. Golfers with good green and regulation stats coming into the event have had success here in the past. Most of the time, the morning wave tends to have a pretty good advantage. Due to softer conditions and smoother greens. That's just something to think about when it comes to showdown, when it comes to first round leader bets and things of that ilk. All right, so TPC River Highlands, 6,850 yard par 70 Pete Dye redesigned course, 2 par 5s, 4 par 3s. The par 5-6 is the longest on the 2 par 5s, but will still be reachable by the big hitters. The par 5 13th, much shorter, and almost all the golfers will be able to reach into. The par 4 15th, very short, drivable. Should be a fun hole. All 3 of these holes have close to a 40% birdie rate percentage. If golfers par any of these, they're going to be losing strokes to the field. I think a par 70 course, par 4 play will be more important, with previous winners all doing well on the 48 par 4s for the week. Golfers will see average size fairways that get substantially more narrow after the 300-yard mark off the tee. Bunkers and trees will be in play if they miss the short grass. These fairways are some of the easiest to hit on tour, as nearly 70% of all tee shots find the fairway. But, Bubba won here and he hit, barely 50%. You can get away with missing the short grass, especially if you have length off the tee and aren't missing wildly. If golfers do miss the fairway, the first cut of rough, not too thick, it's going to be playable. But the further the golfer misses the fairway by, the thicker and taller the rough is going to get. Unlike other events with tall, thick rough, the greens at TPC River Highlands, much more softer, a lot more receptive. So it won't be a total disaster if golfers miss the fairway. And since the course is so short, they should be hitting approaches with a short iron. The greens are slightly below average in size, except for the par 3s. Those are going to be a little bit larger. The greens are multi-tiered, a bit of slope, and a lot of them are elevated and crowned along the edges. There is not too much undulation on the greens, but they usually put the pin in a place where there is some slope, so they don't have golfers shooting 30 under for the week if the conditions was really, really soft. They also put pin locations in very close proximity to the edge of greens. So golfers can have like tricky chip shots if they short side themselves. Scrambling from the rough is actually pretty difficult here. Annually, TPC River Highlands annually ranks, in the top 10 hardest courses on tour when it comes to chipping from the rough. Even though the greens are small, though, nearly 67% of all approaches still find the green at TPC River Highlands, which is above average on tour. So even with the with that short game stat I just spewed out, I wouldn't put a ton of emphasis on short game. If golfers miss the green, they're going to have to deal with collection areas, thick rough, water, and numerous bunkers. The greens use a pull-up bentgrass blend and are average speed with a stip meter rating of around 11. Water's into play about a third of the holes, including a huge pond that surrounds 15, 16, 17. Byron, what are you looking for this week?
You're muted.
Kenny, I just find it fascinating. Sorry, I was muted there. That Bubba's like actually a course history guy at the kind of golf course. It makes like no sense to me. Here we go. Here's the screen. Hopefully I'm sharing the right one. We've got strokes gain correlations at TPC River Highlands. Basically, you're looking to be more accurate than have distance. Yeah, the correlation is just favor that quite significantly, as you can see over the years. But what I want to highlight to you guys is this range 125 to 175. It's well above tour average. And then anything beyond that is like below tour average at this golf course. Like anything 175 and beyond is you're going to be getting a total of 30% of your shots coming from 175 and beyond. So basically, 70% of everything comes from inside 175. So you're basically looking for that. What I'm looking for in golfers, this is what I dropped in the Model Maniac Patreon Discord. I'm looking for thrive in easy scoring conditions. So here they are on this column over here. Scotty, Rory, Clanton, Ryan Gerard, Xander, a couple names over there. I'm looking for guys that thrive on stroke gain on courses less than 7,200 yards. Scotty, Sepp, Eric Cole, Tom Hoagie, Justin Thomas. Those guys fit that mold. I'm looking for guys that gain a lot of strokes on approach from 100 to 150. Sepp, Thomas, Hoagie, Colin Morikawa. You're seeing correlations there between being accurate off the tee and good with the wedges. I'm looking for guys that have a top 5 at Travelers in the last 6 years. Yeah, they are. Scotty, Harris English, Keegan, Xander, Brian Harmon, JT Poston, a couple guys with second places, along with Tom Kim. And then I'm looking for birdie rates who crush on easy scoring conditions. You can make birdies and have a better birdie percentage than everyone at Oakmont. You're looking for guys that want to make birdies. Like it's kind of the same as easy scoring strokes gained, but you're still looking for guys who can make birdies. So you can see the 2025 birdie or better rate. Like Tom Kim makes birdies much easier on easier golf courses than the bigger ones. He doesn't tend to do that. Eric Cole, Daniel Berger all make more birdies on the easier courses than they do the difficult ones. And then I'll ask you about the guys who missed the cut, Kenny. These are all the dudes playing this week that missed the cut last week. Take a screenshot of this, kind of just showing you a bit more random cool shit that I share with people in the Model Maniac Patreon. And we'll always be sharing random stuff with you guys that I do post in there because, it's just like the show's an extension of my Patreon. So use code FGD50 for 50% off. Link in the description below. Don't forget to get the comments in to win a month as well. So that's kind of what I'm looking at, Kenny. Just those metrics. I've kind of checked the buckets. I'm not going to show you who checks all the buckets, but you can kind of figure it out as you're going. There's a couple dudes that I'll be mentioning, yeah. In the betting segment, yeah, for the Kickback Golf betting segment this week. Kenny, who are you going with for the outright market, Jim?
All right.
Are you ready
Mike,
for
you
this?
Mike, you got the munchies?
Of course.
I just see our producer Mike just mowing down some food at this moment in time. And
I haven't ate all day.
and I sort of want some now.
Kenny, don't look at this granola bar that I'm about to eat later, or this Baby Bell.
See, the thing about the granola bar right now is my mouth is so dry that if I ate a granola bar at this moment in time, it would turn into like cardboard in my mouth. It would just be horrible. But let's get to these bets for this week for the Travelers. First off, I'm going with Xander Schauffele, 22-1 with 3 places, top 10 in strokes gained tee to green last week at the U.S. Open. Gained in all tee to green strokes gained stats the last 2 events he has played. Gained on approaches in 6 of his last 7. Gained 19.1 strokes putting in his last 3 appearances. at TPC River Highlands, averaging over 6.3 strokes putting in his last 3 events at TPC River Highlands. I'm not going to miss out on his first win this year. I think it happens this week, 22-1. Next up, it's going to be Victor Hovland, 25-1 with 8 places. Iron game been straight fire since Bay Hill. Last week was top 5 most strokes gained with his irons in his career. In last 24 rounds, he's best in the field from 150 to 175, 22nd in the field from 125 to 150, 5th in par 4 efficiency from 400 to 450, and 6th in birdies or better. Gained. Really passed the eye test at the U.S. Open. Watched him as much as I could, and his ball striking was on point. He looks confident. I know he talked all that crazy bullshit about how he doesn't know what he's doing with his swing, but it looks like he was finding something with his swing, at the U.S. Open. I am a fan. 25-1, 8 places. Now we start getting a little crazy. Now we start getting a little weird. We're going to go Cam Young.
Let's get weird.
Cam Young.
Yeah, that's not weird. That's crazy.
Cam Young, 40-1 with 8 places, has gone low at River Highlands before. If I'm not mistaken, didn't he shoot 59 last year in the first round? I think I could be making it up. Lots of stuff I'm making up in my head right now. So believe what you want to believe. Now, 3 top 7s in his last 5 events. You worried that it could be all putter, but he finished 9th here last year with 0 strokes gained with his putter. Again, with the eye test. He looks a lot better than he did earlier in the year. Look confident out there at Oakmont, which is a lot different than, February, March. He looks comfortable. He is comfortable with Northeastern golf. If he's going to do it, I feel like this is the time. This is the chance. It's working for him. I know a lot of it's putting. But, he shot 59 here before. He's hot. Yeah, I'm riding the hot cough.
Yeah, he's definitely done that. So just needs to do it 4 times now.
We'll see. Next up, it's going to be Jordan Spieth, 40-1 with 8 places. I'm going to go. See, I was sober when I made these bets, people. I was sober. And trying to explain them in the condition I'm in right now is fucking difficult. All right? So, but let's go. Spieth, 40-1, 8 places. All right? He gained tee to green in 11 of his last 12. This is like, he's gained tee to green in 11 of his last 12. Best stretch from him in a long-ass motherfucking time. Has won here in the past. Gained a whopping 8.6 strokes with his irons just last week. That's all I got. 40-1, Jordan Spieth. He breaks out of his funk. Unless his boy, JT, 50-1. With 3 places. All right. 50-1 should be low.
Justin Thomas.
Justin Thomas. 50-1 with 3 places. I'm going to save him for later in the show. I'm going to save JT and my explanation for JT for later in the show. What? 50-1, 3 places, Justin Thomas. And I got a bomb, Grazerman, 80-1. Iron Game's been looking pretty good. Can put his ass off. Just someone I threw out there that I sort of liked. 80-1. Grazerman, 8 places.
I am betting both of those guys. Grazerman, give me him. I have not bet his number yet. I'm waiting maybe for a little drift or whatever. I saw 125-1, I think, or 100-1 or 80, whatever. Whatever's out there, I'm going at it because everyone else that I have is below 45, 40. So I'm going to start with your boy. You know what, Kenny? I'll let you chat about JT. I'll bring him up a little bit more later in the show as well. But I have also bet Justin
JT
Thomas.
Too?
Yeah.
Oh man, maybe he won't be as long.
Well, the price, the 30-1 doesn't make any sense to me for 5 places each way. We can just chat the gambling aspect of JT because
okay, man.
30-1
the fifth because he went from 22-1 to 50-1 with the 3 places. And that seemed like way more than usual. And I was at 50-1. I was gonna take him at that number. Especially,
we've
we talked about this
like,
before, about easier courses. It's more his thing. You take the driver out of his hand. We're here. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just hoping that the miscut, 31st Memorial miscut, people will look at that and be like, I don't feel like playing him. That's what I'm hoping, but it's not looking like that.
Me too.
We'll see.
No.
We'll see.
but that's why we've bet him. We're kind of hedging our investment there. Maybe you can leave him in DFS, you fade him or something. I don't know. We'll find a bet for that. But I felt like we're getting regression on him for courses where hard and difficult courses, Kenny, he's below average in scoring, strokes gained in my tool. Like, you can see it, and he's elite when it comes to medium and easy. Like, it translates because he's not a very good driver of the golf ball. So you need to find him on courses that allow him some creativity off the tee, but more leeway, and creativity from the rough that you can still score from. We saw that at Harbour Town, like Jack's Place, Quail, and Oakmont are like, sure, they're probably top 10 on Justin Thomas's worst courses to kind of fit him onto right now. So moving along, I'm also going to be knocking Russell Henley onto the betting card. Had him last week. I'm not fucking around with guys I was playing some foreplay with early, the week before. You seal the deal now. So Russell needs to take me home. And at 40-1, I'll take it all day. Strokes gained off the tee on short courses, 8th in the field. 4th in the field in weighted strokes gained approach. So all the different proximities, the most important ones, they weigh more here. Russell Henley rates 4th in that department, basically between 125 and 175. He finishes inside the top 10, Kenny, 46% of his starts. Courses that you can kind of think are great comp courses for this venue: Sedgefield Country Club, the Wyndham Championship, and the Honda Classic, where he played PGA National. Russell Henley has shitted down his leg at both venues. So should have won in both venues. Didn't win the Cognizant this year. Think about what he did at PGA, at the AT&T Pebble Beach. He balled out at a short course there, and I think he's absolutely live to get it done. He's a great option, and I'll be betting him top 10 as well, plus 280, because like I've mentioned, he finishes inside the top 10 like 46% of the time. We're getting plus 280 on the top 10 with tires paid in full in a 72-man field. Give it to me, baby. I'm all for that. Then Sepp Straka, 35-1. Draft motherfucking kings. 9th in my model for upside. He is the most accurate driver of the golf ball in the field, along with being the best wedge player from 100 to 150. And then the third best player from 150 to 200. So that entire range between 100 to 200 yards, that is Sepp Straka's fucking wheelhouse, baby. Think about the Truist. Very wedge-intensive golf course despite being driver heavy. Remember? We were just non-stop wedge at the Truist. He won the Truist, by the way, the signature event. Then he also won the Amex. Wedge-intensive venue. Got to be relatively accurate off the tee to avoid some order and stuff. Boom, off he goes. So, and to me, Xander, Colin, Cantley, and Aberg are all priced shorter than him. He's won 2 more tournaments than them combined in like the last year and a half. Year. I guess Oberg's got one, but he's playing like he doesn't have the single W. So I just felt like the value was great on Sepp. Kenny, he's one of these guys you can almost just keep betting at 35, auto bet him like a Brooks, but just to win until it gets like bad. Like 22-1,
I think
15
at least it's not a major, because I guess you don't take Sepp in major since he's missed the cut in all 3 this year so far.
Jesus,
now,
putrid.
But when it comes to signature events, he's like amazing at signature events, which I don't know, it doesn't make too much sense to me because he's playing against basically the same guys, right? I guess the courses might be a little bit more
not who you're playing, it's for what you're playing for.
I guess maybe that's what it is, because he right when it comes to SIG events, he's great. He's won one. He's had multiple top
Memorial.
10s. Yeah, the guy's been a signature event machine. He's been stacking fucking chips at these fucking events, just stacking dough at these Siggy events, and I don't see it stopping this week either.
No, I don't see it either, Kenny. I think he's going to be cruising. I have one more bet for us over here quickly. I'm just going to pull up a little deal. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. This is kind of like, we're going to do some sweat bets at the end of the betting segment this time around. So this is the best bets to have made at the Travelers Championship for the last 6 years, since 2019. I'm betting Patrick Cantley minus 140 for a top 20. He is pathetic when it comes to finishing inside top 3, but he's phenomenal when it comes to finishing inside the top 20. You could not have made a better bet. You didn't ever lose money betting Patrick Cantley for a top 20 in the last 6 times he's played at this golf course. Remember, there's 72 people playing this week only. Brian Harmon, he's next up if you're looking for someone to kind of take a top 20 flyer on. If you're looking top 10 as well. Brian Harmon is the second next best option. I'm going to get Abraham Ants out of the field and just get the guys that are in here. I don't think you want to go to Xander. I don't think he's playing that good enough to kind of warrant the top 20 price that you're going to have to pay. I can't imagine what it is right now. Shane Lowry,
unless they have it on ProphetX.
On Play ProphetX. Yeah, that'll likely come out later this week if that happens. I was getting greedy last week, Kenny, on Play ProphetX and didn't quite get the best that I wanted in there. So
it's something, but you got to be aggressive when it comes to ProphetX.
You got to be aggressive. Yeah,
because I mean, like that's the whole point of it. When you go to Play ProphetX, use promo FG Degenerates, get yourself, I don't know, some money back on every transaction for the first 30 days. Basically,
1.5% back on
whatever
every
the fuck
play
is, you
up into
get some
$200.
cash back. You get some cash. All right. So when it comes to ProphetX, you want to be aggressive. I mean, that's the whole point. Like I said, I want to beat the books by 100 points, and I came close. At the U.S. Open, I had the Scotty Scheffler top 10 minus 215. It ended up being minus 300 in most books. It actually was a sweat. I was worried about it for a little while, but Scotty did come through. He got the top 10, and it was worth it. Just to have a little bit more sweat going into that back nine. It was a lot of fun. You got to be aggressive. It's peer versus peer competition, right? That's what it's all about. You go in there, you put in a number for what you want. I think this week they're probably going to have not finishing positions, probably matchups. And outrights is probably what matchup and outrights is probably what they'll have.
Round totals.
Yep. Basically their version of over unders. And they'll have that. And you go in there, you pick the number that you want, right? If you see a Xander, 68.5, and they got it, and most books will probably have that at, close to even money, minus 120. Maybe you can get plus money for it on ProphetX. Be aggressive. Put 140 in there. See if somebody will match it, especially if you go early on during the week. That's when I like to do it. I think Byron is frozen looking up at the sky. Oh, there he is. He's back. He looks hilarious. All right. So anything about ProphetX before we move on, Byron?
No, I think just getting in early is the way to go. I think that is the key, because that's when the crazy shit happens. Then the internet tends to figure itself out. So, telling me my internet connection is unstable? What?
You look fucking hilarious with the fucking fuzz. We're high. We're looking at you. You look funny as shit right now with the fuzz going around. It's just funny looking.
That was the whole point. We're going like
it just
Joe Rogan
back.
mode with the. We're good. We're good to go.
DFS Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Let's go up to this 10K range.
Did you even see my kickback jersey?
There you go.
Nice.
Kickback. Nice.
Show it up.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my favorite weed shop T-shirt. We have to be festive. So I went all in. Weed shop smoke tangs. All right. If you guys remember the story of the rats. If you remember the rat story where my buddy bought they had the house and like they had to like basically there's like a rat colony moving in between the first and second floor. Next door to that facility next door to their house is this place. And so this is the place we talked to, Smoke Tings. We went in there to buy some weed, talked to them, and we asked them about the rats that travel in between the floors. And they say they gave up and just gave the basement to the rats. And the rats. This is in the middle of DC. It's in the middle of DC. We remodeled a house and put it into a 3 studio units, right? And our customer, he lived on the bottom floor. And so we became friends with him. We liked him. So we go over to his house and like chill, right? But he lived next door to a weed shop, this place. And so he told us about the rats. We go into this weed store and they talk, and we had to ask him about the rats. And they say, literally, it was such a problem that they just gave the basement to the rats and they never go down there. It's boarded up. There's nothing down there. And basically, like, it's Ratopia. like in the basement of like the middle floor is their weed shop. They and they stay upstairs, and then the whole basement is fucking rats.
Ratatouille. Jesus Christ.
And so we were trying to figure out ways to stop it because the city won't do anything. So my boss said release like hundreds of snakes
in there. Oh fuck
in
yeah.
there, which not native to DC. Which I was like, it's probably not the best idea.
And then they'll mate and everything, and then you'll have more.
I'd
of
be
a
more
snake
scared
problem than a rat problem.
Yeah,
Because there's a Chinese store
give me the
right next
rats.
door, right? There's a Chinese restaurant right next door. So like the rats, it's the perfect haven. They go upstairs for the weed, next door for the fucking Chinese food. You can't fucking beat it. You can't beat it. But let's talk about DFS. Scotty going down to Morikawa this week in the 10K range. You got to expect Scotty to be the highest owned, no problem. I think you can't fade him, right?
No, not on this show. The highest owned we have to go with. Like, we have to. So let's just lock his ass like 100%.
All right, I can't tell if you're being truthful or not. I don't know what's really going on with the show at this moment in time, but let's go ahead. I like Xander. Xander's my first cash game cornerstone. I can't contain myself because Mike is losing it on the other screen right now. So it's very, very, very hard for me to contain myself. I can't believe we're going to put this on fucking film. This is horrible. I cannot. All right. So, Xander, first cash game cornerstone this week. We already talked about him in the betting segment for the week. Morikawa is a tough one for me. Okay, I'll be honest, because the guy was lights out ball striking last week. But he hasn't won in so long. He lost like 9 strokes putting, but this seems like a course where he can get down, right? I mean, like, what do you think about Morikawa?
Kenny, he hasn't had a finish better than 14th at the Masters, man. Like, I'm not going to try and be it's a big memorial. So everything that you could have wished for, you're just not doing it. So I'm out on him. He hasn't even finished inside the top 10 at this course anyway before. Give me Scotty. And I think I'm out on the other two guys. I think it's Scotty, and that's it. I'm going to just love up on the boys in the 9s.
All right, I can't look at Mike, so I'm going to put my hand up like this, and I'm going to go. What about Rory?
I don't understand, dude. This is insane.
Okay. I think Mike might be more lit than all of us.
Okay.
All right, so
Yeah, I think he is. He's sipping on Miller Lights as well.
I know he's going hard right now. All right, so Rory's probably going to be the lowest owned. Is it worth the risk here? I mean, the dude shot 67 in the final round of the Open. I know I talked a whole bunch of shit about him. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean he can't go out and make me look fucking stupid. That's pretty fucking easy to do, right? I mean, if he's like 14, 12% owned, I mean, is he worth the risk? I think so. I think you might have to drop. I might have to drop Scotty.
I think
if it's gonna be Rory as the lowest owned in the 10K. I mean, I talked a whole bunch of shit,
Yeah,
but I can't. I still got to use him if he's gonna be the lowest fucking owned.
Well, you're going to be right one way or the other, Kenny. You know, if he sucks, then we just replay the first part of the show to people, and then
there you go.
If not, we'll
Exactly.
do this one. But
Yeah,
we call him the edible play of the day because we're going to eat him now, but we're not work a lot, and we'll see how high ownership gets as well. Because I think Rory's got to. Mike, you've got to. You're starting to bother me now as well because I've just got. You should see what's happening with Mike.
The internet
Anyway.
problem. It's not even me.
Rory,
it's the
man.
internet, dude. Like your whole screen, your whole broadcast coming in is so fucked.
Mike, did you have more than lead? It seems like. Are you sure? You sure?
We're good. No.
Something else out there? No.
I promise.
All right.
I'm still on my hotspot, right? Yeah, we good.
Yeah, but your
Well, it's not a
fucking
great
close.
show for my internet to go out. Like I did not expect to use a phone to stream this thing.
I know. All right, so so Rory, we talked about 9K range. I'll go ahead, and my second cash game cornerstone is going to be Victor Hovland. for reasons I talked about in the betting segment. Pretty easy. 9,000 seems real cheap. I'm just going to go ahead and plug him in. My hustler play of the week, Mike. If you can remember, if you're sober enough to hit the music, let's go ahead.
I'm just laughing at Byron.
Let's go ahead and hit that right now. Then, all right. So let's go ahead and hit that music for Justin Thomas. He is my hustler play of the week. I am a little bit worried since Byron is on him as well. Maybe he will be more popular than I expected. If he is super popular, I might have to rethink this. But as for now, my hustler play of the week, I'm thinking, as I wrote down, should be low owned. Maybe not. Coming with a miscut, 31st miscut in his last 3. Those were difficult courses, 2 majors and the Memorial. He's been tearing apart short courses with easy to medium difficulty scoring. He's got his monkey off his back, so I expect him to play well. I mean, if you look at his numbers, let me pull this up. I should have had this up, but let's talk. Let's see. Drained over 6 strokes, gained over 6 strokes as his irons here in 2 of his last 3. And the one time he didn't was the COVID year. If you look at his history here recent, and you look at the courses that he's had success on, the Truist, shorter course, medium difficulty, Heritage, shorter course, medium difficulty. He was 1st and 2nd there. Valspar, medium difficulty course, 2nd at that place. Waste Management Phoenix Open, not too long, medium difficulty. He got 6th there. 2nd at the Amex, short courses, easy courses. Those are the ones that he's top 5ing. So that's where I'm going to go with my hustler play of the week, Justin Thomas, and 50 to 1 with 3 places. And check out my X feed because it might change if he becomes super popular as the week goes on. I just figured people would be off of him. We shall see.
Sepp is right there by him, Kenny, 9,200. Cantley is 9,800. I think Cantley will be the highest owned just because of the pure course history, right? Like he's the dude that I mentioned it. You bet him top 20, you're going to get a top 20 every single time, but he hasn't finished better than 4th at this golf course. And he's done nothing recently either. So I'm totally cool letting people play Cantley. I'm fading the fucking shit out of him. Ludwig as well. He's an ownership guy. We'll see if it makes any sense, but he's not grading out well. It's just not good for him. So JT and Sepp for me. I'll go Victor as well. I like those 3 guys in the 9s in a big way. I'll also just lead off the 8s with Russell Henley. I think give me all of this. I love the price, $8,800. His upside rank. He finishes inside the top 10, 46% of the time. You know who doesn't do that? Scotty Scheffler and Rory McIlroy. Those are the only 2 other people with better top 10 rates than Russell Henley. Is that what you're looking for? Not what you'd be looking for in the $1,000 range.
Okay.
I think that's what you're looking for. I will answer my own question.
Okay. I did not hear anything that you said. I apologize.
Is it because of
the AK
me?
range?
Can you actually hear what I'm saying, but you're not listening?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
On my screen right now, Byron, you are literally 25%. It is so small, and then it just comes up big. And then you go robotic, and then you're back. So this is what we're doing.
I'm not seeing all that.
Yeah, that's why I'm lapping so hard, because on my screen, everything's going down, and then it just pops back up, and he's robotic. This is a show of all time. A show.
I think Mike is on more drugs than us. I think that's what's going on.
You'll see it. I think
that's what's going on because I can't even look at him right now. All right. I'm just high at this moment in time. 200 milligrams is a lot, even for me. That's a lot for me. And especially as the time goes on, it is just getting worse. It's just getting worse at the moment. But let's go ahead and talk more about this 8K range. I'm with you on Henley. He makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
I was thinking about betting him as well, but he just missed out. He's him and JT. I know JT in my model, he's ranked 26 when there's no filters involved. You put in easy short courses, JT moves up to 2 in my model. And I know Henley, I think is 16th in my model. I think he moves up to 8 when it comes to short, easy courses. So, and this is like the last 24, so it's not the biggest sample size, but it's, those are significant jumps for both of those guys, just with a couple of filters put on. But I like the guys in the bottom. I like Jordan Spieth. And I talked about him during the betting segment. The guy has been hitting the ball pretty damn well. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's been ball striking it pretty good. He just needs one spike putting week, and he's won this tournament before. A pretty big moment. If I remember correctly, it was a chest bump moment, right? With him and Greller, a pretty iconic Jordan Spieth moment at this course. I could be 100% wrong, and it'd be another course 100%. It's very, very possible. But anyways, I know he won here in the past. And like I said, 11 of 12 events he's gained tee to green. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty miraculous if we think about it for Jordan Spieth. If he's gonna have what this seems like the one, you know what I'm saying? He can't be missing that wildly without driver in his hand too much. Hopefully. And he's been striking the ball well. He's been driving the ball incredibly, really. So I don't even know why I'm still worried about that, even though I am still worried about that with the bet. So I like him. I like Ben Griffin at $8,000 also. You think about Griffin. How many top 10s has he had in a row? The form is just there. Even at the U.S. Open, the guy performed admirably. Still top 20 at maybe, I don't remember exactly where he finished, but he was up there.
4 top 10s in a row, including the PGA and the U.S. Open.
Yeah. I would just go with form for $8,000. It's not that hard. I'll just go with it. I don't think he's going to be that popular either. Maybe he is at this point in time. I really don't know. Griffin.
Yeah.
You think he'd be popular? Do you think he'd be popular?
I think he'll be quite popular, but maybe a lot popular. When Keegan's in that range, Keegan will get a lot of love. It spawned next as well. But I'm out on Spieth. I like Ben Griffin and Keegan, if he's not too high-end, but probably is going to be. Anyway, Corey Connors comes with a massive red flag, by the way, people. You do not want to be playing Corey Connors. He had a wrist injury and withdrew from the US Open. So be sure to manage your injury expectations in the 8K range. Moving on to the 7K range. Kenny, where would you like to go?
I like Cam Young. You know what? I keep forgetting that I even list my other cash game cornerstones. But I do like Cam Young this week. Again, I'm going with the form. He's played well here in the past. Now, the thing I could worry about is his ownership. If he gets like crazy ownership, then maybe I worry just a little bit. But we'll have to see how that goes. Griffin is my third cash game cornerstone. So just to let you know, Griffin is the third cash game cornerstone. I did talk about him. I knew I missed that. But I do like Cam Young. I will have him. Now, I don't have any obligation to play him now because I thought for a second he was a cash game cornerstone. He's not. So, it could be the situation where I bet him. And if he's going to be super highly owned at 7,800, then maybe I have to pivot because, that's chalky chalk Cam Young, no matter how I think about it.
And it's explosive chalk. Like that shit will blow up in your face quick. He's Cam Young.
But if he's like 10 to 14%, I think I could still go with him. And I'll
20 plus.
About it. You think he's going to be 20 plus?
If he is 20 plus, I'm completely out.
Yeah. See, I'm thinking that maybe it might be worth it in cash. We'll see. I now that I'm just thinking out loud, now I'm iffy about it. But
Kenny, people are going to look. They're going to know. He shot a 59 here, and he won the RBC Canadian, or almost won the RBC Canadian, and then was on TV for the US Open. Like, he's trending so hard to good course history as well. I think he's going to be very popular.
Yeah, I might still have to use him in cash. We'll see. I might still have to use him in cash because he's just playing too well at this moment in time. Who would your pivot be in that range? Would it be Finau? Finau seems like he's gaining steam also. And I do like Finau. He's another one that jumps up majorly when you look at shorter, easier courses, especially when it comes to easier courses for Tony. and he sort of jumps up.
Tony doesn't know how to
bit.
putt right now.
Yeah,
I don't mind Taylor
worry
Pendrith. I think he's got a good chance. He's starting to play some good golf. Plays his short course as well. I think he's someone sneaky. Luke Clanton at $7,400 is someone that I'm very much interested in. He hasn't had a chance to play on an easy course in a while, and he grades out very, very well on easy courses.
I like that thought.
I like Luke Clanton a lot. He can make. RBC Canadian Open wasn't the course for him. You just can't get going there. But these college golfers, they want to go low. So I think I like this golf course a lot for Clanton. Actually, Batia is grading out pretty nicely at $7,400. I don't know if I'm a fan of that myself, but at some point we've got to listen to the numbers. His iron play is fantastic. He's also much better on easy and medium-sized courses, better than hard courses. So you can look at Akshay in that department. And then I'm going to take a gamble on Tom Kim. Showed up a little bit at the PGA. He's $7,100, runner-up here last year. I think Tom Kim, he's our guy. So $7,100.
I like Ryan Fox at 7,000. He's my final cash game cornerstone. I mean, the guy, again, I'm just going form here. I mean, if you just look at his form, the guy's just been incredible. His iron game has been exceptionally solid. He's been putting well. He's been good from 150 to 175. He's top 25 in the field in greens and regulation in the last 24 rounds. Everything's going for him. He has a win in his last 5 victories. He's had a few top 20 finishes. He even did pretty well at the U.S. Open, if I'm not mistaken. So my cash game cornerstones for this week, I don't remember any of their prices. They're going to be Xander Schauffele, Victor Hovland, Ben Griffin, and this last one I just talked about, Ryan Fox. Those are going to be the cash game cornerstones for this week. Let's go to the 6K range.
I've never been more proud of you getting that off your chest, Kenny.
It was
felt
tough.
like that was a big achievement.
Everything is extremely difficult at this moment in the time to do.
Okay,
like
$6,000 range,
very hard. $6,000 range. Grazerman.
Nick Taylor. Grazerman. Yes. Tom Hoagie.
We're just spouting names. Let's not spout names. I like Grazerman again.
Ryan Gerard.
Iron game's been good the last couple of times. He's been a bunch of top 25s. The putters just sort of been letting him down here recently. Hopefully that spikes back up with his good approach game, and you get one of those peak weeks at $6,900. Bud Cauley grades out well. I think he's going to be the stat darling with the iron game. That's going to be solid. Hits a shit ton of greens, which is a key at this course. Who else do I got down here? Not many. Who do you got?
I love Grazerman. He's 10th in the model for easy scoring conditions, like strokes gained on easy courses where you're gaining over a full stroke on the field, on the scoring average, like it's 1 under par or more. Grazerman in this field at $6,900 is 10th. So the easier it is, the better. He plays those courses very, very well. Another person that does that is Ryan Gerard. Geez, man, he's been so impressive, and he's very, very good in rounds 1 and round 2. Which is ideal for this kind of a venue. He's not going to have to worry about the cut, so he can really, really ball out there. And then, Ryan Fox with you. I think I'm going to be looking at Lucas Glover at $6,200 and Eric Cole at $6,200, and then Brian Campbell and Joe Highsmith at the bottom for $6,000 flat. If you're looking for desperados. Brian Campbell, this is the kind of course that he thrives on. Also, easy scoring conditions. He's 8th in the field in strokes gained on easy scoring conditions. Is Brian Campbell? He's ripped our hearts out, but maybe he can not do that again to us while we're on him. So, anyone else, Kenny?
I don't know. Maybe
Alex
Steven
Noren.
Yeager. Steven Yeager with he's good from 125 to 175. He's one of the better ones out there. He hasn't been playing well, but he just still has a pop there. He wears 7th in the truest. So maybe he's going to be super low owned. What about Eric Cole? I can get behind.
Alex Noren.
Go ahead.
Alex Noren. I think he's one of the best good shot. He's ultra aggressive with these irons. Now we've just been missing the putter. He's also one of these dudes that's a lot more accurate than he is long. So I think you can look at Noren being in full control, tee to green. He just needs to make a couple fucking putts at $6,500, man. He's one of the best ball strikers in this field. I
All
agree.
right. So we
All
should
right, Kenny.
never,
Yeah.
ever do this again. Ever. Ever.
It only happens one in every 420 episodes, my friend. So you got to once in 420. Yeah. So
Never do this again.
if you make
All
it
right.
to 840 episodes, Kenny, I'd be very proud of you.
No, that ain't gonna happen. But
That's a lot.
One and done.
I know.
I really haven't even.
So,
I really
this
don't
is the
even know
last
who I
time.
have left. One and done. I don't even know who I have left. People have had to have tuned out by now. There can't
I think there's a
possibly
small
be anybody still watching. There's no
small
way.
demographic looking for some one and done takes.
There is no
Um,
way. I don't even know why. I can't think.
I'm gonna go with
I'm
Ben
going
Griffin
Xander.
as
I'm
my
going
one and done
Xander.
option.
Xander.
Xander hasn't had a top 5 this year. Kenny.
I'm going. He's due, motherfucker. He's due.
If I haven't used JT, I would have used JT this week. I think he's got a good shot. All right, we survived. Internet
Barely.
be damned.
Did we? I don't know.
I honestly don't know if we can put this out to the public. Honestly, I'm not sure.
I feel like it's been fine.
I because you haven't been looking at yourself the whole fucking time.
No.
Oh, Byron, it's so bad. You're gonna watch it back and be like, "What happened?"
I want to see it on YouTube. Like I
It
want
hasn't
to
done
see
anything on my
Like,
side. It looks normal.
See how it looks. Maybe it'll come out normal, and we just look fucking crazy, Mike.
No.
That would make it even better, actually. Like if his shit came out crystal fucking clear, right?
Yeah.
And it's just us. We look like fucking raving lunatics. I think that would make the show. So I think we sort of have to put this on YouTube just to see what the fuck pans out.
Yeah.
And then apologize to the entire audience. We apologize. I am so sorry about this episode.
I apologize for absolutely nothing. Okay. Absolutely nothing. I gave it my all under some demanding circumstances. My phone's like steaming.
I mean, this is a
over here.
horrible fucking idea. If it was just me, it's one thing. But this was a horrible idea to all of us to this.
I've got it under control. I've got my timestamps. We're not
That's what
losing
everybody
anything.
fucking does. I can't wait to see the fucking edit of this.
Oh yeah, because Mike's totally cool going into the editing process now. Hopefully he does the other stuff on his list first.
Perfect.
No, do it right away, Mike. We need people to know what's going on. All right, pay
I mean,
ProphetX. Use code
I don't-
FG Degenerates.
Gotta end the show.
Get
I thought the
yourself
show's
a
over.
beautiful-
I thought the show's over.
Play ProphetX. Use code FG Degenerates to 1.5% back. I'm up to $200. I
What did you
also
just say?
know what I was saying there.
All right.
I know what I was saying. Okay.
All right.
Kickback Golf,
Right.
FGD 15, Model Maniac Patreon, FGD 50. All the links in the description below. Follow Kendo Kim on X. He's going to be tweeting out some wonderful stuff as he's watching 3 different series at one time on his couch.
Find me on X. Show you pause so you can edit all of this, Mike. It's good. You're not going to finish this shit till like 3 a.m. All right, hold on, pause. You can find me on X at Kendo VT. I'll put all my betting card there, any live bets, any ProphetX plays, all that good stuff on there. So make sure you follow me. This was a complete shit show. We're never doing this again. Let's win some motherfucking money. DJ Nation.
I've been getting dirty money, Jordan.